The commentary has been a currency war, but it's definitely a currency skirmish. Vietnam today widened the trading ban for the dong, and they specifically singled out China's actions as a threat to their economy. We have heard some other policymakers around the region too complain that China's move isn't that helpful, but so far we've yet to see, a race for competitive devaluation. We must remember, of course, that a lot of these currencies for other emerging markets in Asia have already weakened quite a lot. The Malaysian ringgit is down to its lowest since '98, so there isn't too much further room for these governments to push the currency lower.
It's only a few years back they were accused of being currency manipulators. If this goes too far, they'll annoy the State Department in the US. If they don't do enough, they'll annoy the IMF for not taking notice of the need to liberalise markets. This, to my mind, is the PBOC taking baby steps towards a liberalisation regime for their currency. I don't personally see this as being the beginnings of a major devaluation trend.
Every other country in the world has tried to devalue against China. And now maybe the rest of the world's getting some of their own medicine in return. I think the narrative here is slightly tricky because, in one sense, China is simply saying we want to have a more market-determined exchange rate, which is what the IMF has welcomed, but the timing is the thing that's a bit suspicious. This is a situation where the trade numbers have been terrible over the last month or two, where the Chinese economy is clearly slowing, where maybe there has been a disappointment about the extent to which domestic policy stimulus has had a big impact or lack of impact on the Chinese economy. And therefore, there's a suspicion that now China's playing the same kind of game that everyone else has been playing for the last 2 or 3 years, which takes you into the whole kind of currency war story.
What we are looking for is the reaction, of course, from other Asian economies, because, OK, this might make it easier for China to export to the West, but they're competing with a lot of other Asian manufacturers like Korea. So how are Korea going to react? Because their economy is already finding it tougher. So, the world of competitive devaluation is not a pleasant one, but that is the risk, I think.